Hi guys, Esther McVey is the current MP for Tatton. Now she was elected in 2017, 8 years ago, and this seat was previously held by the former Chancellor of the Exchequer, George Osborne. Esther is also a former government minister, a sort of joke role, that of common sense, which is not very common it seems. But at least she held some power over the last number of years. So when she stood up in the House of Commons on Tuesday and quizzed a government minister about support for her constituency, we have to ask the question, why now?
Knutsford desperately needs a modern medical centre. The local GPs and the community are united that the current provision no longer is fit for purpose, and with the growing population it cannot meet everybody's need. So in light of the government's announcement of £102 million to modernise GP surgeries to make it easier to see more patients, would the Minister meet with me to discuss a new modern medical centre for Knutsford?
Oh my goodness, these people are super cynical. Okay, why now? See, Esther McVey, as I said, has been an MP for about 8 years. Her party was in power for 14 years. So why did Esther McVey not bring up this issue while she was an MP in the governing party? Sitting in front of her, I don't know if you can see, is Jeremy Hunt. Jeremy Hunt, a former Chancellor. He is also a former Health Secretary. Now, I don't know if they were at the same time in power, but she could have brought this up when he was Chancellor. We need more money. We need to upgrade the health facilities in my constituency. But for 8 years, or 7 years at least, Esther McVey did nothing. Now, all of a sudden, she says we need support for a medical centre. We need to upgrade these facilities. If she was a new MP, this would be understandable. You know, I'm new, I've just come in, I realise the situation is a disaster. I'm asking the government for support. You know, the constituency didn't vote for the government, but it's important that people in the constituency receive the support they need. But she's not a new MP. She's been in power, or she's been in place for 8 years. So I think there's something cynical going on here. A party that has done nothing for the NHS over the last 14 years, apart from running it into the ground, now see an opportunity. There's a bit of extra cash available. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the government minister for some of that cash so I can go to my constituents, you know, when they call me up or when they come to the surgeries or when they send me emails and say, I'm fighting on your behalf. I didn't give a crap about you for 7 years, but now suddenly I care about you. And she needs this if she wants to hold on to her seat at the next election. She has to show that she's done something. So if she's able to attract some cash to the constituency, upgrade the medical centre, remember, she didn't give a crap about it for 7 years, but now suddenly she does. If she's able to sell this to her constituents, then she can say, see, I did something for the area. I upgraded the medical centre. I pressured the Labour government to release funds for this medical centre. This is what it's all about. If she cared about her constituents, she would have fought for them when her party were in power. But she decided not to. She was given a joke role of common sense where she stood up in the House of Commons and ranted and raved about wokeness and stuff like that. Why didn't she bring up the point of her medical centre then? Why didn't she pressure the Tory Health Secretary to release funds to upgrade the medical centre? No, she was ranting and raving about stupid crap. Now there's an opportunity to hold on to her seat, to convince her constituents that she's actually doing something. Once again, it's a cynical move. And I think we're going to see this. Any government department that is seeing an increase in funding, you're going to see Tory MPs, in particular Tory MPs, stand up and say, hey, can we have some cash too? Because I need to convince my constituents that I'm actually doing something. I haven't been doing anything for 14 years, but now I'm going to do something. And, you know, if I want to hold on to my seat, I have to pretend that I care.